kilometers, leading up there.
And this is the one-man women's Polish cross-country team. Just 21 years old, Justyna Kowalczyk, but a real talent. Comes from Katowice and was under 23 world champion last season and can only get better.
Also better in classical than in skating, the girl from Poland.
From Reitenwinkel, Evi Sackenbacher. Sackenbacher, who's already tasted success, an Olympic gold medal with the German team in Salt Lake City, the silver medalist behind Chapalova in the sprint, and also a silver medal behind Kristina Smegen in the last World Championships in the pursuit. So when she's good, she's very good.
Yeah, but also she has had big problems with the health this year. My big favorite today.
Well, Julia Chapalova, seasoned racer, now 28 years of age, masses of success, the Olympic 30-meter freestyle, 30-kilometer freestyle champion back from Nagano in 1998, the Olympic sprint champion from Salt Lake City. And Chapalova, slow start to the season, but as you said, coming through to finish third in that clean sweep that the Russians had in Reitenwinkel. You need to keep on the right side of her. You also need to keep right on the right side of this Russian woman. This is Yevgenia Medvedeva, who was just ahead of Chapalova in second place in Reitenwinkel.
They had the same place. They were both number one.
In fact, you're absolutely right. Joint winners, Olga Zavialova and Medvedeva ahead of Chapalova. Kristina Smegen. Now, Kristina Smegen, it was a real wake-up call after Otapa because skiing on home snow, and it didn't really go as well as she'd hoped. But she does lead the distance rankings in the World Cup coming into these World Championships. And, well, you've chosen Chapalova. I'm crossing my fingers and backing Smegen. If she's back to anything like her best, then she's got that extra gear that she uses in the last 1,500 meters, and that might be decisive. But it is a big if.
Also this girl, the winner of the 30-kilometer in Val di Fiemme.
Yeah, and Zavialova, joint winner in Reitenwinkel, but now up the climb, Marit Bjørgen by a whisker ahead of Valbuza. Strong start, and Steyr also well there. So now the chips are down and the cards are being played.
But is it strong enough for Marit Bjørgen? She's only 6/10 of a second in front of Sabina Valbuza, but Valbuza was the winner of the free technique in Italy last year.
Confortola for Italy comes from Ziana di Fiemme, so pretty close to Predazzo, the host towns for the last Nordic World Championship. And now another Norwegian, Kristin Mure Stemland.
Also she from the mid of Norway. She was very good here in the pursuit start last year for the pre-World Championship, number 6 I think, and she liked these courses very, very well.
2 to go, and then they're all on their way. But 2 really live chances. And here's Katarina Neumanova, 31 years of age, races sparingly, but the statistics this year, well, in the freestyle races, started the first one in Kusamo, won it, didn't bother in Ramsau, which was a bit of a surprise, went to Novo Mesto and became the first Czech to win a World Cup, first Czech woman, I should say, to win a World Cup on home snow. Great moment, lunch with the president, all the excitement of that, but she is a world-class racer. And now getting away, our very last starter, Rita Lisa Lassila for Finland, 26 years of age, had her first baby last year, Ida. That was last January, and all through the World Cup tour, she and her mum have been travelling with Ida, and they're both here today. And I wouldn't rule out Rita Lisa Lassila to get a good result.
I think she will, but Finland had only 2 competitors here in the women's race today.
They do have only 2 competitors, but those 2 competitors, Peja Maninen and Lassila, could be the 2 to team up in the freestyle team sprint, the inaugural event, and that will be very exciting to see those 2 up against the likes of Marit Bjørgen and Hilde Pedersen. So Steffi Böhler just momentarily in picture. And Baranova ahead of Malahova at 3.4 kilometers, but only by 0.1. So that's very interesting that Malahova is having a pretty good race for Kazakhstan.
And we can also see for the 1.8 kilometer that it's very close for the first 10 up there, and we are waiting for Chepalova, the first of our favorites.
This is right on cue, as you mentioned her, and nice rhythm. Look at this beautiful connection.
She's the best one in the technique, in free technique, in these steep uphills, and we can also see that she is only 0.6 of a second in front of Bjørgen. This will be close. She's after. Yep. 6.6 of a second behind Marit Bjørgen.
Yeah, so Bjørgen a strong start, but as you say, up this first climb, 1.8 kilometers, 0.6 of a second, absolutely nothing. So battle has been joined, and having a look at that first climb, Bjørgen, Valbuza, Chepalova, and interested to see where Schmiegen is at this particular point.
She's not past 1.8 yet.
No, that's going to be interesting for me. She tends to start a little bit more steadily and then wind it up. But I think there's a danger today of not leaving yourself too far behind. Sabina Valbuza goes into
second place at 1.8 kilometer. And she is 5 seconds in front of Baranova Masalkina after 3.4. And he is also Marit Bjørgen at the same place.
And the same remark I made about Chepalova, I must make about Marit Bjørgen. How do you think? How does she look to you?
Very good at this moment, but she is still in the first lap.
But always good to get a good start, to get confidence up the climb. And Schmiegen, 4.8 seconds. Well, that's at 1.8 kilometers. It's not lost yet. It's too early to say that, but I wouldn't want to see her give away more than that by the time she comes round into the stadium for the second time.
We also have Savjarlova 5 seconds behind Marit Bjørgen after 1.8 kilometers.
So we seem to have a difference of opinion here, Inge. We've got a group of racers, Bjørgen, Valbuza, Chepalova, Steyr and Kowalczyk, who've started very strongly, and then Becky Scott, Baranova, Peruzzi, Schmiegen, Medvedeva. They're all just a little bit more gentle.
Yeah, that's correct. We can also see that Valbuza has lost 1.5 seconds to Marit Bjørgen from 1.8 to 3.4.
In picture now, Stephanie Böhler. And Steffi Böhler 54 seconds behind Malahova at 6.8 kilometers, which is... It does suggest that Malahova is having a storming run.
A good race for the girl from Kazakhstan. We're also waiting for Neumanova up to 1.8 kilometers. Should be there anytime.
And
Neumanova is going to the top of the list after 1.8 kilometers, but only 1/10 of a second in front of Marit Bjørgen. This will be close.
I think all the races here over the next 11 days are wide open. There's probably in recent times never been as unpredictable a World Championships as we have here. But that's good news. It just makes life so much more exciting. And these trails, as you can see, absolutely beautifully prepared, wide. And that's why they can accommodate the mass start races. They spent an incredible amount of money, 12.4 million euros they've spent here, and they're looking for some 300,000 spectators, which is interesting because I don't know how they measured it back in 1987, but they reckon that more than 370,000 actually came to Oberstdorf all those years ago. And on that occasion, there were 29 nations and 356 athletes. Today we have 52 nations and 556 athletes in total.
But after 3.4 kilometers, we have a big surprise, David.
Justyna Kowalczyk for Poland, who is leading ahead of Marit Bjørgen by just half a second, and Valbuza a couple of seconds back, and then Baranova. So Kowalczyk, well, she's set her stall out. The question is, can she keep this going?
And Čepalova even 5.5 seconds in front of Kowalczyk from Poland. Good speed for Julia Čepalova in the steep uphills in the first lap. We're also waiting then for Kristina Smygen up to 3.4 kilometers. That's at the top of the steep uphill.
And some finishers coming in. Elena Kolomina of Kazakhstan. So we've seen Malahova. We need to keep our eye on Yatskar as well. Steffi Böhler takes the lead by 5.4 seconds ahead of Kolomina. So 28 minutes and 41 seconds. It's not going to earn her a medal, but it's part of her progress in the World Championships at the senior level for the first time. Sackenbacher on the right of your picture, wearing that distinctive pink band, coming up in front of you now in the foreground. 28 seconds behind Čepalova, and just looking as if she was just fighting a little bit there.
I think she has been fighting all this year. She has a new trainer. She's not in the German team this year. She's training under Pissler, the famous trainer for biathlon skiers in Sweden just now. Are we looking to the 3.4 kilometer? We have Julia Čepalova 5.5 seconds in front of the Polish girl, but we also there Olga Savialova in 5th place and Kristina Smygen in 6th place, 12 seconds ahead of Julia Čepalova.
Estonia's Kalisiga coming home, but well down the order. So Steffi Böhler, 28 minutes 41, that's the target. And that was Keegan Randall also just crossing the finish line for the United States. But it's really out on the trail we need to be, and this second loop is now going to be absolutely fascinating. So at 3.4 kilometers at the moment, Čepalova and Kowalczyk and Bjørgen, those three separated by just 5-6 seconds. Čepalova getting stronger as the race goes on.
But we are waiting for Neumanova up to 3.4 kilometers. And here she is coming.
Katarina, who's been terrifically successful. A silver medal in Nagano in the 5-kilometer classic, and a third place finish in the mass start 15-kilometer race, the freestyle race, also in the Salt Lake City Olympics. And she's had 2 bronze medals in the World Championships in '99 and before that in Trondheim in '97. But it's the gold that she really wants to get. And Baranova, 6.8 kilometers and ahead of Malahova.
But not more than 5.5 seconds. And it was the same at 3.4 kilometers, so Baranova is going faster than Malahova just now.
Kristin Steyre for Norway. Comes from the very north of your country, although these days lives down south in just near Oslo. But she's one of the Sami skiers.
Yes, that's correct. In Finnmark, it's north of Norway, more than 1,800 kilometers north of Oslo. But she's living in Oslo for the latest 15 years, I think.
But she's made tremendous progress, Kristin, in the last 2 seasons. She's just taken a step each season forward, and she's worthy of her place here in the World Championships.
Yeah, and I think the Persia start will be the best race for her in this championships.
So just looking at 3.4 kilometers, Čepálova and Neumanova separated by 3 seconds in Čepálova's favor. Kowalczyk back there, and just looking at Malahova. Malahova was 13 seconds down on Čepálova's time. If I jump forward to 8.4 seconds, 8.4 kilometers, Malahova leading. But before then, at 6.8, she's been bettered by Baranova.
So Baranova is going faster than the Malahova at the moment. And there we have Marit Bjørgen up to 6.8 kilometers, only 3.3 seconds in front of Baranova. She has lost 9 seconds from 3.4 up to 6.8. It will not be a victory for Marit Bjørgen today.
And you could just see, getting laboured there, and you could see the tiredness and the pain. Malahova crosses the line to set a new best time, 27 minutes 02.1, and that, I think, is a terrific run by her.
It can be top 10 today.
And you mentioned that Kazakhstan really inspired by the great Smirnov, and this is proof of it now. 4-5 years on, and his inspiration, his push back home has helped to finance and bring on these competitors.
And we are waiting then for Čepálova up to 6.8 kilometers.
Lars Rocha into 4th place. Good run there by Cecile Storti, who's the younger sister of Aurélie, both from Megève. That's a pretty decent run, I must say.
And the girls from Switzerland has been much better this season than the last couple of seasons.
Particularly Serena Michol,
yep,
who's been, for me, their headliner. 1 or 2 others coming home well off the pace, though.
Philippon.
Yeah, but still Malahova by a comfortable margin, 51 seconds. Malahova, who's, you could say, at the height of her powers now, 27 years of age, and that's the sort of age where a lot of racers begin to find their very best form.
Also good for the skiing, David, that Sarah Conrad from US is just now on the 3rd place in the standing at the finish. She beat Stephanie Böhler with 1/10 of a second. But here we have Čepálova.
Coming to not the end of the climb, but this is pretty crucial now. Marit Bjørgen 18 minutes 42.8, and Čepálova looking good.
She's looking much better than Marit Bjørgen.
Yeah, interesting change there. Change the skate stride from right to left, but that's 13.2 seconds, and Čepálova has really got the burners on now, and looking good. The rhythm's there, the drive's there,
and the frequency is also very good. This is Sachenbacher.